Okay, folks, here's how we get our country back, and it's corny as hell. All right? Remember back in the 80s, like, every toy had to have, like, a show or a special. We used to have specials on TV. You know, had little, like, that was, if you've seen the logo do the little spinny thing coming in when the music was on, you'd know what that was about. But chances are you're completely confused by that, but that's okay. We used to love that thing, just like, you know, does, I can't remember the stupid music, but it said something different was coming on. You know, it wasn't the same old sitcom, it was something new, something special. And one of these days, there was one called the Hug-a-Bunch that was based on a Hug-a-Bunch, like, stuffed animal. Well, it's not really stuffed animal. They were like people, but that's not important. Anyhow, they made this Hug-a-Bunch, and you know, kind of like the Care Bears. They were emphasizing, you know, tenderness and caring and love and all that corny stuff that my dogs have no interest in right now. You can hear them behind me just tearing each other to pieces. But this girl, regular human girl, got transported to the Hug-a-Bunch land, right? And there was some kind of evil in the land that she had to go confront, right? And so along the way, she makes lots of Hug-a-Bunch friends, and like their primary means of bonding and you know, communication is, you guessed it, hugging. All right, you know. So the little girl goes all the way to the end of this hero's journey, and she meets the monster. The monster's all, you know, and the classic, you know, you've got to defeat them with love comes into play. And she, of course, solves the problem in the Hug-a-Bunch world for her Hug-a-Bunch friends by hugging the monster. So, what is the truth in that? Okay, you know, like John Lennon has this quote. I'm gonna mess it up here, but it's like, they're gonna pull your beard and flick your nose and try to make you mad, because when you're mad, they know what to do with you, right? They know exactly how to handle that, and we're seeing that. You know, they know how to handle anger. They can claim their fake outrage. They can start shutting down media personalities. They can call for war and revenge. You know, it's classic reactionary abuse. Okay, anything you do in self-defense justifies a disproportionate response. Okay? Gosh, I'm not sorry that guy got shot. Oh, well, you're going to lose your job. Right? You understand what I'm saying there? So, am I saying we need to go hug the MAGAs? No. We ain't going to hug no MAGAs. All right, they can go hug themselves. They can hug these if they want to hug something. The only thing they respect is power. Okay, they don't respect appeals to morality. They don't respect appeals to consistency. You know, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Trump, they all talk their way into their positions, trumpeting the primary importance of free speech, the First Amendment. Okay? They are championing this racist windbag who is no longer with us as a guardian of free speech. So that when people don't mourn him respectfully enough for their liking, they're trying to take their free speech away. Okay, so this is what's going on right now, and 100% of the MAGA base is fully behind this. 100% of the MAGA base is fully behind Donald Trump using the power of the president to silence his political opponents. He's 100% behind using law enforcement, behind using the FCC. He has come right out and said all of this, okay? Like, and if they can't see that, there is no sense appealing to their sense of justice, their sense of history, their sense of morality, their sense of consistency. There's no sense appealing to any of that if they are still supporting this person after this latest shameful display. So what do we do? How do we get our country back? How do we defeat this evil? We laugh at it. All right, we can't fight it. We can't, you know, we can't go up and just beat the crap out of all the cops. Okay, we can't, go down to Bass Pro Shop and get enough hunting rifles to storm the Capitol and take over the country. Okay, we can't do that. We cannot win on violence. It's impossible. All right, the Revolutionary War, we only won that because the other European countries were financing us to stick it to Britain. Okay, who's going to be trying to get arms into the country under this regime? That's why they're cracking down on the borders, by the way, folks. It's got nothing to do with the danger of Mexicans coming here. It's got to do with other countries being able to arm a resistance, a meaningful resistance to the fascism that is plaguing our nation. Once it's in, it's in. There's nothing to do. We can get it back. All right, but I digress. We can't fight, but we can mock. We can't get angry. We get angry, we stop thinking. All right? When we stop thinking, we start yelling. They start, pulling up these prepackaged points that they've gotten off their, constant stream of AM radio, right-wing talk show, Fox News crap, whatever it is they listen to. It's all the same crap. They get their marching orders from on high and it's spread out, boom, instantaneously. So as soon as it comes out of Stephen Miller's head, it gets delivered via fax to 50 people. And those 50 people go to, 100 people, and those 100 go to 1,000. And then 1 million MAGAs have that same talking point in their head. And it's designed purely to piss you off and get you in that space where they know how to deal with you. Okay? So ignore it. It doesn't matter. Okay, you're not going to reason with them. You're not going to shame them. All you can do, the only thing they respect is power. So don't let them have power over you. Okay? You take your power back and exercise power over them by not taking them seriously, by mocking them, by laughing at them, by pointing out the absurdity of their worldview. Okay? They don't care about the doom and gloom. They don't care that Donald Trump is a literal fascist. They don't care that all of the things they are spreading are literal racist talking points and have been known racist talking points for at least 50 years. Great replacement theory? Come on, dude. Come on. So you can't appeal to anything that appeals to you. They're not like you. They're not like us, okay? They're not making these decisions based upon rationality. They're not making these decisions based upon human decency. They're not making these decisions based upon loyalty to the Constitution. It's purely driven by spite and emotion. And, if you look at, there's a Notes on Nationalism. It's a paper by George Orwell. I highly recommend you read that. That explains so much of the mindset behind what's going on in this country, and it can help inoculate you against getting caught up into it. Okay, because I'm not saying the Democrats are so much better. They are just a little bit less immediately dangerous to our health and safety. Okay. Anyhow, stay strong, stay laughing. Okay? Stick with me for more jokes. Be a clown.